They keep telling us we don't unify, but Karmelo Anthony just raised $250,000 for his GoFundMe for his attorney's defense. Stop letting them tell you that we don't unify. That's a lie. We just need to do it more. That's all.
At this point, it is no big secret that this Karmelo Anthony situation has brought out a lot of evil, vile, disgusting, and racist people from the black community. And ever since day one when this story broke, people have been spreading hate, lies, they've been pushing, they've been prodding, they've been poking, they've been provoking, they've been agitating. They've been trying to start a fight that they can't finish. They've been trying to start a fight that they will most definitely lose and then pretend to be victims of it for the next 400 years. Because history always repeats itself. But I've been saying since early on that if people don't take a stand against this hate and this disgusting nonsense right now, that these people will get even more bold. These people will be emboldened by the fact that some people are scared to speak up when it comes to this Karmelo Anthony case. And look, yeah, you got people like me who are willing to take a stand against these hateful, vile human beings. Yeah, sure, I'm willing to stand up and voice the truth, but it's going to take a lot more than a guy sitting next to a popcorn machine and a stuffed reptar to really, to squash this nonsense that is going on, right? But as I look around me, there's so many people that are still afraid to speak up for what's right. And because of that, Karmelo's supporters, they're getting even crazier. You would think that they would start chilling out, right? It's been a couple of weeks. The story has cooled down. You would think that these people wouldn't be saying, all of this crazy stuff, anymore, but they're starting to be even crazier. They're literally openly talking about touching white women inappropriately, SAing white women for revenge for Karmelo. Like this post right here. The amount of white women I'm going to touch this summer just went up. If they touch me, I'm going to fight them. Like y'all said Karmelo should have. Laugh face, laugh face, laugh face, laugh face. Now, what type of person even thinks like that? Let alone what type of person finds this to be funny, right? Who finds this amusing? You're online openly from your own account, basically saying, hey, this summer I'm going to SA a bunch of white women. I'm going to, against their will, touch a bunch of white women inappropriately in public, and if they have a problem about it, I'm going to knock them out. I'm going to fight them like a grown man. That's the type of stuff these Karmelo supporters are openly saying on social media right now. They're not hiding. They're not hiding behind fake cartoon profile pictures, no. Their face, their government name, you can find out where they work if you go look on their profile. Just bold, proud, don't care. Hey, I'm going to sexually assault a bunch of white women this summer, and if they do something about it, I'm going to knock their head off. I'm going to fight them. Just all out there in the open with it. They don't care. Because they've gotten so emboldened, they've grown so bold, because other people are afraid to say this is wrong. Other people are afraid to speak out. You got people right now that will read this post and say, oh, I better not say anything. I don't want anyone to call me racist. I don't want anyone to think that I don't like black people if I have a problem with what this guy just said. So they feel like they can say anything and do anything without consequences, right? Just like they feel like they can post stuff like this with no consequences, they feel like they can stab white kids in the chest at school with no consequences. And now, like I said, they've been pushing, they've been prodding, they've been provoking, they've been trying to start a fight. That's what they've been doing. They've been trying to start some stuff. But because it's not working, they're growing frustrated. Right? They're growing so frustrated that some of Karmelo's supporters are now posting videos saying, hey, call me up when you're ready to go spill blood. Call me up when you're ready to go unalive some white people. Until then, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I mean, there is some crazy stuff floating out there that I'm surprised is even allowed to be on the internet, the stuff these people are saying. And I have a clip that I want to show you guys really quickly. But before I do, if you appreciate the videos, if you respect someone taking a stand against these freaking psychopaths, consider supporting the channel. You can support for free by liking the video, sharing the video, and commenting. Or you can take your support one step further and donate via Cash App or Super Thanks. It's always needed and greatly appreciated over here because this platform does not like people like me who speak the truth when it comes to stories like this one. But with that being said, I want to roll this clip, right? This platform doesn't want me to be totally honest about this story, but this platform will openly allow Karmelo supporters to call for just mass unaliving of white people. Let's go ahead and roll the clip, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
One way black people achieve true liberation, that's by taking it in blood. There has to be blood all over the floor. There has to be bodies on the floor. There has to be people screaming and crying. That is the reality. And this is what history shows me. No amount of begging, no amount of complaining, no amount of protesting, nada is going to get you your liberation until you take it with blood. You see? So this is why I sit back and I don't play along with any of these black people talking about it's a spiritual war and this, that, because when those cops are going into our neighborhoods and shooting our babies, that's a physical thing. You see, y'all so worried about the spiritual world, and all, but you're not worrying about the world that's right in your face. When we're getting thrown in prison, that's a physical thing, right? Address the physical. You see, this is why I say don't hit my phone until y'all ready to do what y'all know we got to do. When y'all ready to go outside and hunt them white boys, hunt them cops, go to that white boy's neighborhood and fuck his shit up. When y'all ready to do what y'all know we got to do, hit me. But until then, I'm not playing around with y'all because it's all of these excuses for why we don't want to do it. Why? Many of us are scared. You know what I mean? Many of us are complacent in our oppression. You know, many of us don't want to burn the relationships we have with white people, all of these things. So I'm going to sit back and do my thing. When y'all ready to go outside and take blood, hit me anytime. But you see, a lot of us are not ready to do that. But I'm trying to tell y'all, there is no freedom. There is no liberation for our people until there's blood on that floor, on that battlefield. And that's the truth we don't want to admit.
Now, before I can even really get into what he just said in that video, I'm just kind of mind-boggled. Like, this is mind-boggling to me. I'm not surprised that people think this way. I already know people think this way. This is what I've been warning people about ever since this story broke, because I knew we would get to this point, and it happened very quickly. But what's mind-boggling to me is that this is even allowed to be said on these social media platforms. Now, personally, I support the freedom of speech, even when it's speech that I don't agree with, even when it's speech that I don't like, even when it's speech that I think is evil and vile and disgusting, right? But I also understand that there's like a double standard here. I also understand that white people have their speech policed on social media 24/7, but apparently black people can say whatever the hell they want on social media with no repercussions. There is not a single platform on the internet where I can go post a video like the one you just watched and it be okay. It would be removed immediately. I would be banned. All types of things would happen to me within a heartbeat, folks. Yet openly, these people are on social media calling for a mass uprising of violence against a different race of people, all because of the color of their skin. And they're allowed to just say this and say that. And look, as a YouTuber, I kind of get to peek behind the curtain. And I get to see what topics are suppressed. I get to see, okay, you're not going to allow me to talk about this. And I know a lot of you all are new to my channel. But the people who have been here, they can tell you, I have my videos removed. I have my videos demonetized all the time. I literally have hundreds of subscribers deleted from my channel all the time. YouTube comes through and deletes half the comments off my videos, right? All because I'm speaking the truth about various other stories, right? I get so much pushback that it's hard to even exist on this platform anymore. The way they suppress my channel, the way they don't allow people to subscribe, the way they don't allow, my subscribers to get notifications. It's all types of stuff, right? All types of little tactics that these platforms use to silence people like me, to stifle people like me, to stop people like me from spreading and speaking the truth. Meanwhile, if you're like a dude with dreads that just hates white people, you're allowed to say and do whatever you want. So there's certain rules on social media that apply to white people that don't apply to these other groups of people. And obviously, that's not fair. But it is what it is. People like me, we have understood for years now that we are fighting an uphill battle and that we are not wanted on these platforms. Most of us aren't even allowed on these platforms. And those of us who are, we have to walk a thin and narrow line to make sure that we can stay here while spreading the truth, while also trying to stay within the guidelines because, my skin looks a certain way. I can't say certain things on the internet without getting deleted or banned or what have you. And that's why I tell people your support, it's not only, I'm grateful for your support. It's greatly appreciated, but it's also needed if you want to watch these videos. Because it's only a matter of time before YouTube kicks me to the curb, right? And the amount of stuff that I've been going through for the last couple of years with this platform while trying to speak the truth about other cases, it's just really frustrating when I can see someone like this come on the internet and just say whatever they want to say. Because the things that I want to say aren't bad, like what this guy said. I don't want there to be a mass uprising of violence against anyone. I don't want anyone to do anything bad or harmful to anyone. But the good guys are silenced, and the bad guys are propped up. And that's why I said, support the channel, like the video, share the video. YouTube doesn't share the video. I need you all to share the video. And if you want to donate, Cash App and Super Thanks is always greatly appreciated. But dropping comments and liking and stuff like that, it really helps the videos out because YouTube doesn't share and promote my videos in the way that they do other people's. Because I speak the truth while everyone else kind of just sits around and doesn't say shit. They sit there with their dry videos, not really forming any opinion, fence sitting. And that's what YouTube likes. But we all kind of knew it was going to get to this point where we're going to start seeing videos like this one calling for everyone to rise up and hurt white people. We knew that was coming somewhere down the line, and now it's here. It's openly here, all out in the open. No one's trying to hide it, like I said. No one's putting on masks and sunglasses and saying these things. No. Right there, bold, with their face, with their full government name, right there for display for everyone. They're just boldly saying these things because they know there's not going to be any repercussions or consequences. If anything, they're going to get a lot of support from the same community that is backing up Karmelo. And it's going to inspire these people to act out and do something crazy, thinking, hey, they're going to be a hero, right? We're going to be a hero like Karmelo. Look at all the support Karmelo's getting. I'm going to go out there and do something crazy, and these people will rally around me and support me as well. So it's a very dangerous situation here that is brewing right now. It is brewing. It is bubbling over. All it takes is for one person to jump stupid. All it takes is for one person to do something irrational. And if you look at this story, there's been nothing but ridiculous, irrational things happening the whole entire time. So why should I believe that all of this is just going to end in a kumbaya, peaceful, hey, let's all sing together and get together around the campfire? No, it doesn't look like that's how this story ends, folks. And it looks like there are people who, for whatever reason, they are adamantly wanting a fight. They want drama. They want racial tensions. They want problems. And, for the most part, it seems like Austin's supporters are trying to do whatever they can not to give them what they want, right? Austin supporters and the people who are just on the side of right, they're not trying to give in to all of the violence and all of the hate. But how far can you push people until something happens or before something happens? And then you got guys out here saying, we're going to go hurt women. We're going to go inappropriately touch women. And if they do something to us, we're going to beat them in the name of Karmelo. So yeah, this summer is going to be pretty wild, to say the least. And what I think is going to happen here, I think there's a lot of tension built up around this story. But I feel like the tension and the drama that is building up around this story, I feel like it's going to transfer to another story at some point, right? Because the news cycle keeps rolling, it keeps rolling, it keeps rolling. And people's attention spans are very short. So I suspect that within the next few weeks, all of the hate and the tension and the drama that is built up around the Austin Metcalf case, it will move on from that case to another case involving some type of racial issues or maybe just involving a white person and a black person. That's what I think is going to happen soon. I feel like this hate and the drama and everything that's building up around the Austin Metcalf case, it's not going to stop there. It's going to transfer to another case eventually. And maybe that's when things will get worse and spill over. But I'm hoping that things don't get worse. I'm hoping that things get better. I'm trying to stay positive, but it's kind of hard when you get on social media and you got people saying, hey, let's get together and hurt and kill white people. So it's kind of weird to see that. But hey, it is what it is. This is life. We knew that these people were going to act this way. I was warning people that this was coming. A lot of people didn't want to believe it. Some people were looking at me sideways like I was a bad racist person for simply acknowledging that no, a lot of this community hates white people and they are itching for an opportunity to try to do something violent to them. But with all of that being said, you guys let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you guys very soon in the next one.